You remember the Freedom Convoy, when all of a sudden a bunch of people in Canada no longer had access to their money because they donated $5 to $50 to the Freedom Convoy? At the time, I couldn't believe what was happening. And then you look at Trudeau and you look at Swift banking system, and it's really not hard to connect those dots. Fast forward to January 6th. There's a lot of people there, and I just feel foolish now because I didn't even consider the fact that these guys could be debanked and be humiliated whenever trying to fly in these United States. In this episode, Matt Gaetz of the Freedom Caucus gives us the opportunity to see the victims of Jan 6th. There were so many innocent people that day just trying to let the federal government know that we really don't want to be pushed around so much. And this is what happens. Let's hear what's happened to this poor guy.
Thank you. I'm going to recognize myself for questions. Mr. Straka, you were describing some of the blacklisting that you encountered in your life following these events. Can you elaborate on that?
Okay. Well, where I'd left off, I had said that I'd been permanently banned by PayPal, Venmo, Stripe, Patreon, my donor. And I was in D.C. on January 6th as a private citizen, not on behalf of any of my organizations. Nonetheless, my organization, the Walkaway Foundation, and the Walkaway Campaign PAC, both were permanently banned by PayPal and Stripe and a number of payment processors, as well as donor portals. We were first banned by MailChimp as an email service because it was said that we were using the email service to send and receive emails about planning violence or fundraising for political violence. Constant Contact then banned us, and after that we were banned by 4 more email services, including SendLane and MailerLite.
Let me stop you there.
Sure.
We have developed evidence indicating that Bank of America turned over all of their records regarding anyone who bought a cup of coffee in Washington, D.C. on January 6th. I want to know what your perspective is on that, on the fact that such a large private company would, of their own volition, turn over so much stuff and seemingly violate people's privacy.
Well, I think it's horrifying, and obviously I think that there's an attempt here to try to understand who's funding whom. Certainly there was an interest in who gives to my organization, things like that. I'm personal friends since January 6th with a fellow J6 defendant named Derek Evans, who's running for Congress in West Virginia. A major bank told him that they were canceling his bank mortgage and that he had 30 days to find a new bank to finance his bank mortgage. I mean, while going through the most high-profile criminal case in American history.
Does January 6th open the door to the need for the Congress to look at legal reforms so that we don't see people of any political stripe barred from the financial world by virtue of their nonviolent politics?
I mean, somehow we, the defendants of January 6th, need to be able to have some sort of a voice. I mean, even I am probably one of the most high-profile people who was arrested in conjunction with January 6th. Nonetheless, I felt like it was a David versus Goliath situation. I mean, I could not keep up with the amount of banning and cancellation and, payment processors, email services, donor portals. The government put me on a terrorism watch list along with every other J6er. We all have a designation of what's called Quad S. So when we go to the airport now, we have to go through hours of special screening. It's literally TSA told me this is the highest level terrorism list you can be on and still be allowed to fly. They follow you around the airport with teams of agents. Sometimes they have dogs. They station themselves all around you at the gate. They bring special equipment and swab every item in your bag for explosive materials, your hands, your feet, stick their hand down your pants doing pat-downs. They do all of this in front of the other passengers multiple times when you're flying. People with misdemeanor charges, misdemeanor disorderly conduct charges.
Well, this is very helpful because during the appropriations process, we can put riders to prohibit the use of funds on some of the things that would seemingly violate people's due process.
Can you believe that political persecution? Republican, Democrat, Independent, Libertarian, we have to agree that this is not the way to go about it. Who would have thought that Bank of America would voluntarily violate people's privacy and cause such havoc on their lives? I'm not talking about a list of specific people. Everyone that was there that day It's absolutely insane. And then they give it to the TSA. I already hate flying. The fact that these people have this level of power over us for the dog and pony show of safety, and now it's been here for over a decade, so people are just accepting of it. And there's no private airports. And to be able to ruin people's lives, their freedom to travel unmolested. It's important. And no matter what your political beliefs are, it is important that we do not support this type of activity. I don't want this done to me. I don't want this done to my enemies. This is not the way we go about ourselves. We are the greatest country in the world. Now we need to act that way. These are the actions of third world governments, not America. We have to expect more. I'm so grateful that Matt Gaetz is there. I'm so grateful for the Freedom Caucus. Finally, we really do have a voice, and we understand that it's all about the purse strings. Just like they're trying to choke out every business and American family, we have the ability to do the same thing to them. I hope you learned something. I'm Tristan with Radically Rational Radio. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next episode. Stay resilient.